Good morning, everybody. Good morning, and yes, it is. It's a good morning because we're gonna make it one. Make it one, make it one. It's a good morning because we're gonna make it fun. Good morning as I heat up my tea. Would you all say good morning to me? Good morning. Billy D. Bill, nice message from you. Thank you, my friend. Bill, you've been my friend for a minute now here. Thank you. Thank you very, very much. Cleanie. There's a Cleanie Greenie. Cleanie and Greenie and Greenie and Cleanie. Greenie. I had a green dream last night. It was all green. Everything in my dream was green. It was weird. Kind of cool, but weird. Okay, Pacers. Slingy! No way. Sling decides to show up. I get it. Sling is slanging. Penny? Penny? Penny, do you have a pulverizer? Nerds! Shines! Exception acceptable! JC. Hey, nerds. Did you know you were next up on the list? Nerdy. Are you smiling right now? Good job, Penny. Hey, Nerdy, are you smiling right now? Good morning, Summer. Nerdy, tell me you're smiling. You're next on the list. An emotional support pal mushroom is heading your way. Nerds, you're up. You're next on the list. Oh, yeah. I know that should make him smile. Yep, you're getting an emotional support mushroom. It's going to be in the post to you today. Yay, Nerdy. Nerdy, you're going to actually make the mushroom smile. Yeah, I'll bet. You're going to add more emotional support to the mushroom and then send it back. It'll be full of all kinds of goodness. And we'll send it out. You know who's next after that? I don't see him here this morning. So I'm not going to say it yet. Get your names in, please, to Nipper. We send you a little emotional support mushroom, a small supplement package, and a return address so you can send it back. We hope that you send it back with pictures or a note or something emotionally supportive. There you go. So, get your names over to Nippy. Nippy is like Mrs. Santa Claus. Okay? She's Mrs. Santa Claus. Mrs. Claus. She's keeping the list. She's checking it twice. She's going to find out if you're next. We don't care about the naughty or nice part. That's your business. We know you're going to be nice because you're being impeccable. Okay? So we already know that. Pops, are you out of control? Do you miss your mushroom bags? Do you miss your mushroom bags so you doing other crazy stuff? Pops, do you miss your mushroom bags? Pops, do you need a new spot? Do you need, Pops, do you need a hobby? What the heck is going on? My house is on fire. You know what that one is? Seriously, Greenie, that is a motel from the Monopoly package. That's just a motel from. You can even see the red still. Um, that's a motel from the Monopoly package. And then I have a construction paper that's like miniature stone looking. So you just wrap it in the old construction paper. And then, of course, Ode to Polyfill. That's Polyfill. Come on. Who else is doing that? Okay, that's Polyfill right there. See, Pops is microdosing, so I get all, I get very creative. Okay? If you guys have been doing your regular regimen of microdosing, Polyfill, I use it everywhere. It's the new duct tape. Okay? This is not a dose. These take a long time, man. The roof is not on fire. That's a chimney. I promise there's a chimney there. Oh, oh, Jesus Christ, you're out of control. That's Cheech and Chong's cottage. No, Cleany lives there. That's the Snoop table is in there. Okay, the Snoop table. The Snoop table's in here. Go out to the smoking room. Oh, Derek. Oh my gosh. I didn't think of that when I was making it. Now for the rest of my life as I'm putting the whole thing together. So you do it all this in little sub kits, little things, and then you put scenes together, dioramas. It's a Snoop table. We know which room has the Snoop table. Oh, I love you guys. Thank you. That's okay. Okay, so this is what Pops is doing when he misses his mushroom bags. I miss my bags. We found a spot though. We're good. We're gonna be up and running soon, soon, soon. Oh, keep me laughing so I don't cry. Okay. Oh, Snoop table. That had to have been one of the funniest lines. From now on, Snoop table. Snoop is so cool. Snoop's getting cooler and cooler and cooler. Who else gets to run the This guy was like a gangbanging loser, joint smoking, go to jail. You talk about changing a life and turning it into something amazing and positive. And his style, he didn't have to change his style. He just had to change his target. You know what I'm talking about? Instead of being some dope slinger, he wanted to be somebody that helped. He's Oh, I know kids. I know two kids that have played on his football teams in LA. A little football league that he had started years and years ago before he was even the big Snoop. Okay? It's a kid's cartoon. He's going places. You know that Snoop guy? He's going places. Okay? Now he's gonna be a coach on that one show. What's that show? The Voice. The Voice. I like that show. Do you ever play along? Honestly. Do you ever turn your chair around and not look? And then, seriously, on The Voice, have you ever tried to pretend you're the coach? Like, don't watch the person singing and make your own decision. Would you turn? Who's ever done that? Of course I do it all the time. Oh, you don't watch shows like that? That's a good show. Okay, the singing show. Who's ever pretended they were... This show, what happens is the judges are turned around so they can't see the person. So it's quote unquote, it's just based off of the voice and the audience reaction to the person. You don't get to find out if they're tall or thin or, Mexican or American Indian. You don't know. And then you turn around and you go, uh-oh, did I pick that one for my team? Oh, no. Okay. We're not talking about that. Not sure which. It's a reality show. Is it a reality show? Is that considered a reality show? Kind of a talent show, right? More of a. I guess it's a reality show. Good morning. Good morning. I see Mary Jane. Say good morning to the baby. I ran across an incredible article that we're going to cover here in a few minutes. An incredible article. I can't believe it. We're going to go power through some stuff here today. But I'm going to, the world of mycelium is getting mixed in with robotics. And it's very, very, very real. And the research that's going on is mind-boggling. At least my mind gets boggled. So we're gonna check that article out. Let's look at a couple of other things really quick first, though. Yesterday we were poking a pig, if you guys remember correctly. We poked a pig and we did all other kinds of stuff to a poke, and then we weren't sure if what was in the bag. We weren't sure. What happens when you pull out all the stops? What happens when you pull out all the stops? What does that actually mean? Pulling out all the stops over here. What does that mean? When you pull out all the stops, does that mean you're going for broke? That means you're going hard. You're doing a Hail Mary. It means it means that that's it. You're going for it. You're all in. You're pulling out all the stops. What the heck's a stop? What am I pulling out, actually? What are we talking about right now? When we pull out a stop, what the? Someone help me out. Oh, Dando. Dando's 3 minutes ahead of the rest of us. What happens when you pull out all the stops? What are the stops? What are the stops? None of you guys except for Dando there play the organ. Dando's the only one that really knows how to play the organ and get the full sound out of it. The same comes from church organs. You pull out all the stops means you let the air flow through the pipes and make a sound, make the sounds. When you're not playing the church organ, you've got the pipes plugged with stops. Boop, pull out all the stops. Let's go, gospel time. Good one, Dando. Good one. When you're a kid. That was a pretty good one, huh, you guys? Saturday, that's creepy. Greenie's like, not what I thought. It's pretty interesting, huh? It's pretty interesting. I like doing these. We're going to do about 4 more. That was a pretty good one, Nerdy. How about this one? Some of you have had this happen to you, and others of you do it to probably your kids usually. You ever read your kid the Riot Act? Hell yeah. I'm reading you the Riot Act right now, buddy. You better get it together. It's Riot Act time, coming hard. You guys you ever read the Riot Act to one of your youngsters? You ever had your mom or dad read the Riot Act at you? What the hell's a Riot Act? Why are we reading Riot Acts at each other? Riot, R-I-O-T, it's a riot. And then there's an act, a Riot Act. What the? Penny, you just admitted you do Riot Acts and you don't know what they are. You just know you're probably not supposed to do it. Right? Riot Act. How about this one? Following a law of 1715. It's a long time ago. 1715. If a rowdy group of 12 or more people gathered, a magistrate would read an official statement ordering them to disperse. Anyone who did not, after 1 hour, could be arrested and punished. Reading the riot act at you. You better knock it off. You got 1 hour, pal. I'm going to send you to the reflection pool. Remember where that is? Pop spent a lot of time a couple of weeks ago in the reflection pool. Copyright violator guy. They read the riot act at me. They told me to knock it off. Who knew that it was like an official law? And then 12 or more. Really? No wonder we started a new country. Okay? Matthew's like, very efficient oversight. They're giving them a full hour. Matthew, what would you give the kids? About 15 minutes? You got 15 minutes to knock it off, Johnny. How about this one? How about this one? Womp, 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 womp. The ring of truth. Most of what Pops tells you guys has the ring of truth, even when he's full of it. But I try to give it the ring of truth. Am I right? Some of us think that the ring of truth came from Tolkien, Fellowship of the Ring, Hobbits. No, that's not where that's a different kind of ring. Those are different rings. Sauron has different rings altogether. Fellowships, no. Where'd the ring of truth come from? Garden of Eden? Somewhere near the tree? Where'd the ring of truth come from? The ring of truth and the circle of trust. That's Satan's rings. You guys don't know. See, you're lucky. You're lucky I figured this stuff out, I looked it up. And here I am looking at it going, yeah, that's exactly where Ring of Truth came from. No, J.R.R. Tolkien didn't make it up. Billy D's going, I think it's marriage, Pops. No, that's a ring of, well, ask Penny. Penny, what kind of ring is it? Penny, you're on the spot. We know Ted's watching. What's the ring of, what is it? What's a marriage ring? Uh-oh. All right, you're off the spot. Ring of truth. In the past, coins. Coins were actually made of gold, silver, and other metals. The value of the coin depended on the amount of gold or silver that they contained. Some people would make counterfeit coins by mixing gold or silver with the cheaper metal. However, you could check if a coin was genuine by dropping it. If it made the proper metal sound, it would ring true or have the ring of truth. So it has absolutely nothing to do with rings on our fingers, fellowships, marriages. This is strictly cash, baby. This is strictly boom. Okay? You have to be pretty good at hearing stuff, though. What if you accuse somebody, but your ring of truth was off? Your ringer was off. Okay? You ever done this? We're being mean right now. Have you ever rubbed salt in somebody's wound? Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I won't. I try not to anymore. Anybody ever rubbed salt in a wound? Anybody have ever been wounded and salt was rubbed in yours? Rubbing salt in a wound. That's derived from the days when salt was actually rubbed in a wound as an antiseptic. Yeah, it was actually a good thing for you. Yep, rub the old salt in there and get back in the battle. All right. How about I'm almost done for today. I'm almost done for today. You ready? You want to get off scot-free? Who wants to be off scot-free? I'm tired of paying. I want to be off scot-free. I want this to be scot-free, please. Scott. Why does Scott get it free? I don't understand why Scott gets it free and Darren has to pay. I'm not sure that that's fair. Scott's always getting stuff free. Every time you turn around, Darren has to pay. What's going on with that? Scot-free. And it has nothing to do with Scotland. You guys are all, oh, well, that's Scotland, of course. No, it's not. Scott. Why Scott get stuff for free? Who is Scott? Cadzilla says, who the hell is Scott? I kind of want to know too. Why does Scott never have to pay? You go to the restaurant, what's your name? Scott. Okay, well, it's free. Go ahead, it's Scott free. Do we have a Scott in the crowd? I don't think so, Herb. Scot-free has nothing to do with Scotland. Scot comes from an old word, the word Scot. The old word Scot. Only one T. S-C-O-T. Scot meant to make a payment. You're making a Scot. Hey man, you owe me a Scot. I'm making my house Scot. I'm making my house Scot. Scot came from the word payment. So if you went scot-free, you went without paying. Well, by golly, by gum, this whole time I've been thinking Scotch special. Scott has nothing to do with Darren. Darren, stop blaming Scott. Okay? Okay. We're going to do one more. That's it for today because you guys are learning way too much. Your brains are exploding. You're going, I can't handle another piece of information. I can't. But you're going to take one more. Either that or your mind is just going to be a shambles. Who's ever been a shambles before? Man, everything's a shambles. It's terrible here. What's the matter? Everything's a shambles. Why? Oh, it's a shambles here. Shamble. 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 Really shamble? Shambling. Originally, this is weird. Originally a shamble. Brittany, don't say that out loud. Say my life is being well repaired right now. The shambles are being fixed as we speak. Originally a shamble was a bench.
Oh.
Hey. You're starting to get it now. Huh? The old shamble bench? Who wants to hear the rest? You want to hear the rest? So far, we know shamble is a bench. Matthew, I still don't get it, Pops. I get it now. Okay, I get it now. They're saying good morning, Brock. Originally, a shamble was a bench. Yeah. Derek's like, tell us the rest of the story, Pops. Butchers used to set up benches to sell meat from. In time, the street where meat was sold became known as the shambles. Capitalized. The street name survives in many towns today. The butchered meat street, where they set up all the tables and the butcher's out there. And you think all of the tables out there with all the butchers and everything out there slashing and dashing, shambles. However, because butchers used to just throw the intestines onto the street, the area known as the shambles became known as a mess or something entirely untidy or disorganized. Pig intestines. Awful. Awful, awful. Okay? Herbie, this one doesn't get a joke. You're in the shambles. You're in Butcher Row and slipping and sliding. Now, does somebody want to stay? You want to tell me your life's a shambles? Okay. People gotta eat. Ah, that's so creepy. I know you want one more. You ever get in the short? You ever feel like you're sort of left out? You ever feel like, hey, I always feel like I get the short shrift. You know what I'm talking about? Why do I always feel like everybody else has got, I'm always getting the short shrift here. Okay, what the heck is a short shrift? I didn't say shift. I didn't say skirt. The shrift. I'm getting the short shrift out of the deal. Okay? No, it's not a shaft. Short shrift. We don't use it that much, I don't think, but I've gotten the short shrift once or twice. Matter of fact, I might have even given one of you guys here the short shrift once or twice. Okay? The short shrift. A shrift was a confession that you made to the priest. Hallelujah. Shrift. Hallelujah. A shrift was a confession that you made. I always thought it was a short stick. Yeah, you can get a short stick, but you get a short shrift. When you get a short shrift, it's a confession. Criminals were allowed to make a short shrift before they were executed. So if you gave somebody the short shrift, you gave them a few minutes to confess their sins before carrying out the execution. Don't make it a long shrift, bro. Whatever you do, you're getting a short shrift. Short end of the stick. Okay? Short end of the rope. Short shrift. Oh, there's so many more. We'll do more tomorrow. Okay? Give me 5 people to say, Pops, let's do some more of those tomorrow. And we will. If I don't get 5 people to tell me that, then I feel like, maybe you guys don't really care that much. 5 people. Let's do some more of those tomorrow. Okay, there's 1. 2. I see 2 so far. 3, 4, 5. I know, I do too, Kim. I do too. It's like teaches us a lot to know about ourselves, the growth of kind of just cultural. We kind of see where we came from. Let's do some more of those tomorrow, Michelle. Good morning, Michelle. Michelle's here. What? So, I ran across this article in CNN Science. CNN Science. I'm going to read parts of it to you. We're going to spend about 15 minutes on this. We're going to jump over to our practice session. And we're going to practice talking about the power of our word and manifestations. This article is called, I put the title page of this article on my IG post this morning. So please go look at this. CNN Science, and it's dated September 4th. So it's literally yesterday's news. Okay? It's called Robot Controlled by a King Oyster Mushroom Blends the Living Organisms and Machines. There's laboratory guys out there. Well, let me just read it to you. A wheeled bot rolls across the floor. A soft-bodied robotic star bends its 5 legs, moving with an awkward shuffle. Powered by conventional electricity via plug or battery, these simple robotic creations would be unremarkable. But what sets these 2 robots apart is that they are controlled by a living entity. A king oyster mushroom. These robots are being powered by a king oyster mushroom, not by plugged-in electricity. By growing the mushroom's mycelium or root-like threads into the robot's hardware, I don't know how they do that. A team led by Cornell University researchers has engineered 2 different types of robots that sense and respond to the environment by harnessing electric signals made by the fungus and its sensitivity to light. The robots are the latest accomplishment of science in field known as biohybrid robotics. Biohybrid robotics. This field seeks to combine biological living materials such as plant and animal cells or insects with synthetic components to make partly living and partly engineered entities. Does this sound interesting to you guys? I mean this sincerely. I'm not trying to be the hook. Is this something interesting? Should I go on with this? I'm fascinated, but just because I am doesn't mean you guys like, let's talk about something else. Is this pretty fascinating? So a little bit more to go here. Can you imagine that they're sitting around genetically and they're combining robotics and the power of well, you'll see what happens. Mechanisms including computing, understanding, and action as a response are done in the biological world and in the artificial world that humans have created. Biology, most of the time, is better at it than our artificial systems, said Robert Shepard, a senior author of a study detailing the robots. Biohybridization is an attempt to find components in the biological world that we can harness, understand, and control to help our artificial systems work better. We're going to go out in nature, we're going to find the parts that work better than we can actually create, and we're going to integrate the natural world into the system world. This is a professor of mechanical and aerospace engineering at Cornell University, leads the institution's Organic Robots Laboratory. The team began by growing king oyster mushrooms in the lab from a simple kit ordered online. Let me get one of them king oyster kits, please. Sent it to the lab. The researchers chose this species of mushroom because it grows quickly and easily. They cultivated the mushroom's thread-like structures, or mycelium, which can form networks that, according to the study, can sense, communicate, and transport nutrients. Spitzenkorpers, functioning a little like neurons in the brain. Alas, it's not strictly accurate to call the creations shroom bots. The mushroom is the fruit of the fungi. The robots are actually powered by the mycelium. So when we're talking about mushroom powered, it's mycelium powered. Okay? They go so far in this article as to even show stuff that we're kind of familiar with. The mycelium growing on plates. Okay? The energy that these are putting off, these Spitzenkorpers that are putting off, as it's expanding and growing, that's actual energy that they're going in and harnessing that energy, using the energy of that to power the robot. Part fungus, part machine. The team, okay. Here we go. Mycelium produces small electrical signals, and it can be connected to electrodes. Andrew Adamczyk, a professor of unconventional computing at the University of the West of England in Bristol. God, what a brainiac he must be. A professor of unconventional computing. I can't even start my computer, my regular computer. This guy's a professor of unconventional computing. Probably can't tie his own shoes, but he's really smart. He said it isn't even clear. We humans don't know yet how the fungi produces electrical signals. No one knows for sure, said Adamczyk. Essentially, all living cells produce action potential like spikes, and fungi are no exception. The study team found it challenging to engineer a system that could detect and use the small electrical signals from the mycelia to command the robot. I'm mind-boggled right now. We knew that there was electrical, we knew there's energy, Now we're able to go harness it and run robots. You have to make sure that the electrodes touch in the right position because the mycelia are very thin. There is not a lot of biomass there, said lead author Anand Mishra, a postdoctoral research associate at Cornell's Organic Robotic Lab. Then you culture them, and when the mycelia starts growing, they wrap around the electrode. So somehow or another, they're planting this electrode in there in early mycelia growth, day 4, day 5. And as it's growing, the mycelia, it's growing around the electrodes that have been planted. And I'm sure pulsing the electricity through the electrode. Mishra engineered an electrical interface that accurately reads the mycelia's raw electrical activity. Then processors. No, this isn't theoretical, Michelle. This is happening in the lab in Cornell. It reads the raw electrical activity. It then processes and converts it into digital information that can activate the robot's actuators or moving parts. It takes this energy, turns it into data, and sends the data to the system of the robot that makes move on the robot. The robots were able to walk and roll as a response to the electric spikes generated by the mycelia. And when Mishra and his colleagues stimulated the robots with ultraviolet light, they changed their gait and trajectory, showing that they were able to respond to their environment. You change the environment around it and it speeds up or it slows down. It turns left or it turns right. Mushrooms don't really like light, Shepard said. Based on the difference in the intensities of the light, you can get different functions out of the robot. It will move faster or move away from the light. Mycelium brick. Moving away from the light. Watch the ultraviolet light go on. Whoop, I'm out of here. Are you kidding me? What is going on around here? I'm not like either UV. What the heck is going on? It's exciting work, he says. To see more work in biohybrid robotics, the study noted that fungi can be cultivated in large quantities and can thrive in many different environments. The researchers operating the rolling robot without a tether connecting it to electrical hardware. It's a feat that Webster Wood calls amazing and noteworthy. Truly tether-free biohybrid robots are a challenge in the field. And seeing them achieve this with the mycelium system is quite exciting. Isn't that amazing? Good morning, Fifi. In this, fungi-controlled technology could have applications in agriculture, Shepard says. In this case, we use light as the input, but in the future, it will be chemical. The potential for future robots could be to sense soil chemistry in row crops and decide when to add more fertilizer. For example, mitigating downstream effects of agriculture like harmful algae blooms. They'll put these little fellas at the beginning of a row of agriculture, turn it on, and send it down, and he's sensing the soil, and this guy needs a little more fertilizer, boop, and keep on going and just fertilize where necessary, not over-fertilize. So later on, there's downstream issues from over-fertilization and over-chemicalization. Robots out in the field tending the plants based off of what they being run by nature. Runoff, yeah. Being run by nature and balanced and I mean, the whole thing is just mind-boggling. Please don't kill the earth before we get there. Please. Fungi-controlled robots and fungal computing more broadly have huge potential. He said the lab has produced more than 30 sensing and computing devices using live fungi, including growing self-healing skin for robots that can react to light and touch. There's a little more to the article. It's all mind-boggling. Mycelium power. And we wonder how come we don't need to wonder why it's so healing to us humans. So nutritionally valuable. I'm not even talking about the psilocybin. I'm talking about just fungus, just the mushrooms. My goodness. What a fascinating article. CNN Science article into today. So go read whatever I missed. There's a few little other things in there, but in a continued effort to bring to you guys the newest and sort of keep everybody up to date what's going on out there. Sometimes I'm telling you those terrible religious churches, and sometimes I'm telling you amazing scientific discoveries. So it's absolutely, it makes me like what we do even more. Give me 5 people that agree with that. Don't you feel cooler? Don't you feel like, hey man, I'm practically a Cornell bio hybrid robotic scientist myself. Geez, look at me. It does. We should be proud of it. We picked a pretty good substance to be working with and to be a champion of. We picked a pretty good substance. We could have picked something that was really bad for us. And we wouldn't have known, we'd still be, oh, that's all. We didn't do that. The word is a force. We're on page 26, the first agreement. We're still trying to get together the idea that what we say is our first agreement. That what we say is what we're actually practicing. What we say is what's inside of us. There's a saying says, out of the abundance of the heart. Thank you, Melissa. Out of the abundance of the heart. That means you have a really full heart out of the abundance of what's in you, the mouth speaks. When you hear somebody talking mean and evil, their heart is abundant with that. They have a lot of it in them. It doesn't get out if it wasn't in. And you hear people going around and they're kind and compassionate and caring for others. They're speaking out of the abundance of their heart. Out of the abundance of our heart, our mouth speaks. Can you change your heart? Yeah. Yeah, you can. Yeah. And we do it. We're doing it here. We could be idiots on this planet, or we can manifest only goodness and kindness. We actually make a choice every time we open our mouth. And every time you open your mouth, see, I used to be a judge. No, I'm the judge and I know the rules. I know all the books of the law. And you're breaking 72 of them and you're going to hell. You belong there. Probably on the 7th ring or somewhere down there. I'm in charge of making those decisions. Used to be really good at it. Used to tell everybody, no, you're going. You're not, you're doing a good job. You're doing okay. Like I know. I don't judge. I promise I don't. I kind of switched. I put on a different, you know what this lab coat is? You become a fruit inspector. There's a difference. There's certain fruit I like. There's certain fruit I don't. I don't like crab apples. I don't. So when I see a crabapple tree, I don't hang around it. I don't take fruit off of it. I don't go in crabapple orchards. I don't, and I'm not even talking about crabapple being a good or a bad or anything. I'm not. It's just I don't like them. So I stay away from crabapples trees. I really, really like cherries. Freaking love cherries. I even love them when they're blooming and the white flowers on. I love cherries, especially right off the tree. When I see a cherry tree, I hang around. I try to pick some cherries off. I get cherry dribbling down my chin, all of that. I'm able to tell which tree is which. I'm able to tell which tree is which. How? How am I able to tell? I'm not that good at the trunk identification, the leaf. Most leaves look the same to me, I gotta be honest. I'm not like Niffy where I can tell you a leaf from a mile away what it is. You know how I usually can tell? By the fruit. What kind of fruit is on there? That's a cherry tree. There's cherries hanging there. That's a crabapple tree because there's crab apples hanging there. I can tell what kind of a tree it is by looking at its fruit. I don't even need to go, I don't have to go taste it. I don't have to go pull it. I just look at the fruit. And I know what kind of tree it is. And I don't have to judge. I just look at your fruit. Out of the abundance of your heart, you'll show me your fruit. And then what I do is I don't gossip about, oh, I hate that crabapple guy. I just stay away from his orchard. Just stay away. He tries to bring one of those trees over to me, and I'm like, yeah, I don't really need it. Thank you. Be polite. Move on. You know somebody by their fruit. And can we change our fruit? The good news is in the human tree, you can change your fruit. We were sort of given poisonous fruit as kids. All the sickness and mental health that we have, poisonous fruit. Poisonous fruit. We get to change the fruit. We can do that. We could even maybe use one of those little mycelium robots and fertilize us as necessary. How do we change it? How do I change from a poisonous tree to a fruit-filled tree? A healthy fruit-filled tree. How do I change it? Pops, tell me. You manifest it. You manifest it. You start saying things differently than you've ever said them before. You stop saying things that have made you poison-filled. Stop saying them. Don't let them ever come out of your tree again. Don't let that fruit drop. It'll shrivel up on the vine. It'll go away. You keep letting it drop, you'll keep dropping more. Stop saying it. Control your tongue. Be aware of the power that you have. You had the power to put yourself in the position that you're in now that you're asking, can I get out of? Who got you there in the first place? You. You. We don't want to hear that part. We just want out. The only way out is recognizing that you're in. Taking accountability for it. Wanting to change. And understanding that the change comes from what you do and say with this. Once we've controlled this, everything else changes. Your heart becomes abundant with good stuff. Once we control this, it is so basic. We could spend the rest of our lives talking about just control this. Make it just filled with joy and laughter. Make it just tell jokes. Make it just give compliments. Make it just be filled with kindness. Make it be thankful. Make it be grateful. The minute I want to say something negative about somebody, I don't have to. Boop, boom, gone. Worked my way through that one. I'm not manifesting it for my life. I'm not aiming emotional poison at anybody ever again. When I make a mistake, I'll fix it. I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm saying I'm present in my mind when I'm getting ready to say something. Where I really have to work at it is on my texting. Texting is almost the same thing. How many texts would I love to take back? Oh my God, if I could only push recall on that one. They have a couple of, don't they have a program out there now that allows you to recall a text? I've needed that one once in my life. I don't need it so much anymore. I'm not going to send a text of something that I don't want to say out loud. You should be able to screenshot anything I text you and post it and say, does this sound anything like the guy when he's talking on the radio, on YouTube? Or are they two different people? Sometimes we find out we're two different people. I text some really creepy stuff. Oh, but I'm perfect. I never say anything. What you text is your fruit. Give me 5 people that agree with that. What you text is your fruit. Agreed? Remember that when you're getting ready to send off a text. And what kind of a tree am I showing them I am? Yeah, it's some of your fruit. It came from your tree. The word's the most powerful tool that a human has. It's a tool of magic. I like the idea of it being magic, because magic is about casting spells. Yeah, B. Hendricks, it's word fruit. Good morning, B. Nerdy, there's more fruit where that came from. Typically, it's a tool of magic, our word. It's like a sword. It's like a sword. It has 2 sides to it, 2 edges. Which edge are you wielding? Like a sword with 2 edges. Your word can create the most beautiful dream. We do that here. We create a beautiful dream every morning. I mean this sincerely. We cast a spell of a good dream, good feelings, good agreements, a warmth, using our words to each other here. The good mornings, Derek. The how you doing over there, Wazes. All of those. You think a guy in North Carolina is turning on and he's talking to a guy in California and giving each other hugs? You're creating a warmth with your words. The same people could be doing the exact opposite. They could, hey, you idiot. What are you doing over there, you loser? There's people out there use it for exactly that reason instead. Makes me so sad. I get so sad when I see people use their word, manifesting it in a way that isn't. We only have X amount of them in our system. I only want to use the ones I have for good. You can create the most beautiful dream, or you can destroy everything around you. Have anybody ever destroyed everything around them with this? I've destroyed relationships. I've lost jobs. I've lied, stolen, cheated, all with this. It all started with this guy. Not kidding. People wouldn't want to be around you. I was the crabapple tree that was avoided. Not that guy. He's just going to tell you a lie. He's just going to try to rip you off. He's just going to con you. He's looking for something from you for free. I've been that guy. Because I used my words wrong. And I can use words. You guys see me. I use words. Can you imagine when I'm using them wrong? Ho ho! I was really good at it. Was. You should see my fake resumes. Oh my God. I told you already. I don't know if I don't even remember what the pickup lines. Lies. I don't know. I think I was a brain surgeon a couple of times. You ever been a brain surgeon? No, me. Oh. What? I've been, yeah. Been them all. Deep sea diver. Welder, underwater welder. Because I always wanted to do that. Lies. Black. Magic. Negative magic. Creating a... And then what do? How do you recover from that the next morning? Can I see your uniform? Well, it's at the cleaners. Do you think you're going to have a good relationship from there on? You started out with a lie. You started out manifesting evil. I'm an astronaut, David. Yeah. You too? Yeah. I left NASA. They didn't know enough. I was looking for smarter friends. We misuse our word. We're liars. The same exact tongue that I could sit here and tell you guys how, be wonderful, be perfect, be kind, be great, be honest. I could also say, Pops was the biggest. I used the same exact tongue, these same exact talents for nothing good. Destroying lives. Creating addicts. How do you like that? Work through that one. You created a bunch of addicts. Some might have even died. Overdose. Yeah, I've misused my word. Yeah, I've misused my word. That's why it feels so good to find another way. It feels so good to find another way to use it. And the more I've practiced using it to manifest goodness, to manifest a group like this, that's what we've manifested this group with our words. Right, Woz? Because you're smart as a whip, so you could use it that way. You can also use it as a soothing tool, as a blanket of kindness to cover and soothe. I can imagine which one your wife would appreciate more. Penny, it all started with the word. This is where it started. The whole thing that we do here, it started with one word. Actually, three. Tea with Pops. And I didn't even know what tea was. I found out later tea is some kind of like, drag queen gossipy, some weird, and that's where it started. I didn't know. My sister's like, oh, that was really smart of you to say tea with Pops. I go, what? It's just like I just drink tea. We sit around and we drink tea. I go, no, you don't understand. Do you know where tea comes from? I was like, well, I guess that's cool. I don't mind. Because I know what the heart was. I know what tea means to me. Way ahead of the curve on that one, Tree. I think they stole it from me. We're the first. No. But my sister, she was like, oh, good one. Tea with pops. I was going, what's so good about that? I could have said coffee. I just was drinking tea. I didn't even know tea was you sit around and sling stuff back like we do. Like we're doing tea. Best tea on the internet. I want you to recognize that you misuse your word. I want you to recognize that you misuse your word. As soon as you know that, as soon as you admit it, as soon as you recognize it, you're ready to change. You misuse your word. But you're doing better. You misuse it less today than you've ever misused it before. That's the takeaway. That's the takeaway. Not that I misused it. The takeaway is I use it way less today than I've ever used it before to create mitote in my life. The damaging mitote side of the word. The side that creates fog and chaos. Then there's the other side. The other side's the impeccability of the word. When you say something, remember, impeccable is you're hitting the mark. When you say something, you'll hit the mark. You mean what you said. What is that one Dr. Seuss says? I mean what I said, and I said what I meant. An elephant is faithful 100%. Be an elephant. Hortense the elephant. Faithful 100%. Mean what you say what you mean, and leave it at that. You don't have to do a whole lot more. The things that are coming out of your mouth, make sure that they're not going to damage. Make sure that they're going to grow things. You know the difference. The other edge is the impeccability of the word. The part that creates beauty and love and heaven on earth. This is a self-serving statement. I'm making it. I spend an hour in heaven every single day. My heaven. The one we're creating together. I don't have to have angels and golden streets and crowns on top of my head and all that other bullshit that they tried to tell me was heaven. I have it here every day when I can talk to my friends and tell them the truth. This is what it used to be like. I was really a creep. And then I like getting around you guys. You make me practice not being a creep. It's heaven every day. And then I got to kind of go back to work, go back to purgatory a little bit. But I know I'm going to get my slice of heaven. And I mean that. I mean that not as a salesman of tea with pops. I mean that as proof that we manifest with our words slices of heaven. You see it every day. You're doing it every day. And then I would say, if you could do it for an hour, could we do it for longer? I don't mean the show. I mean, can I have heaven in my life for longer than just while I'm on the radio? No, I can have it for longer. As long as I don't lose it and say something stupid and evil out of my mouth. As long as I control this. The minute I blow it with this, there I did it. Now I have to fix it, which I will. And now I have to get back in practice, which I will. But I'd rather not have done it in the first place. So I'm kind of avoiding those nowadays. Depending on how the word is used, the word can either set you free or it can enslave you even more than you know. I told you guys about my friend yesterday. He's been enslaved for 4 years and in a mental health place that I can't even imagine, waking up every day. Just the terror and the chaos in your head. Oh, what I'm going to do is it's terrible. And the drugs aren't working and nothing's working. Oh my God, I'm banging my head on the headboard. That's just your first minute of waking up. For the rest of the day, all day long, you get to live in that matote. It was all because he said that's how he's going to be. He's being exactly what he said he's going to be. The exact words that come out of his mouth, that's exactly what he is. Depending on how we use our word, you can set free or it can enslave you more than you even know. The smallest little things that we say negative about ourselves are really enslaving. They're habitual. We don't even recognize we're doing them. We need somebody else, sometimes outside of us go, oh, no, don't say that. Don't say that. Say it like this. Let's rephrase that. Listen to the people around you. When they start to say something, is that the way you would have said it? Can you help them rephrase it? Could you say, no, please don't say that. Don't say you failed. Don't say that. That's going to create matote in your brain. Say, you're getting feedback. Now you know what not to do in the future. Woo! Look at the power you just earned. You didn't fail. That's a huge win. Etc. It's the words we use, how we use them. I don't fail. I don't cuss. I don't use words that have no meaning. I use positive words. I compliment a lot. I exude kindness. I open and hold doors open. I'm telling you what I'm saying this out loud because this is me. And I'm convincing myself every time I say it. Do you understand that? Do you understand that I'm manifesting when I say it? Do you understand? Are you manifesting? What are you saying about yourself? Oh, I'm a hypochondriac. I'm a procrastinator. I'm a loser. I'm all of those too. I don't talk about those. I don't own them. I practice past them. After a while, they roll off of me. If I said I'm going to do it, I have to do it. Therefore, I'm not a procrastinator anymore. Get it? I don't even have to say I don't procrastinate anymore. I just have to say I'm impeccable. If I say I'm going to do it, I do it. Takes away all of the other stuff that I didn't want to be. All the magic that you have, is based on the word. Your word is pure magic. And misuse of your word is pure negative magic. And once we recognize it, I recognize it. When I misuse it, it almost has to be deliberate now. It's getting close to deliberate, like I'm doing it on purpose. I don't care. I'm sending the text anyways. I know this is going to be hurtful. I know this isn't very nice. I'm doing it anyways. I'm past the point of, geez, I didn't recognize it. Geez, I shouldn't have done that. I'm so sorry. I wasn't even aware what I was doing. I'm more aware now. Believe me. And the more aware I get, the easier it is to manifest the positive, the good magic. One more thought. The word's so powerful that one word can change a life or it can destroy the lives of millions of people. The author goes on to use Hitler as an example. Using Hitler. By the misuse of a word, he manipulated a whole country of the most intelligent people. He led them into a world war with just the power of his word. He convinced others to commit the most atrocious acts of violence. He activated people's fear with his word. That's why they did what they were doing. They were acting out of fear. He manifested it. Pure evil. Pure evil. All over the world, humans destroyed other humans and were afraid of each other. Hitler's word was based off of fear-generated beliefs and agreements. I'm going to give you the final paragraph. Our mind is very fertile. It's a place that receives seeds. What seeds are we planting in our mind? Hitlerian seeds, or allowing them to go in there and be watered and grow and then become part of our fruit? The human mind is like a fertile ground where seeds are continually being planted. The seeds are opinions, ideas, concepts. All of this stuff's flying at you. You see it on the billboards and on TV and on IGs and everywhere. Being bombarded. These are the seeds. You plant a seed and a thought, and it grows. The word's like a seed. The human mind's fertile. The only problem is too often we're sowing our mind with seeds of fear. We're asking you to not. We're asking you to sow them with seeds of love. Every human mind is fertile. But it's only fertile for the kinds of seeds it's prepared for. We've tilled the ground. We've gotten rid of all the rocks. We've gotten rid of the big tree stumps. We've put a little fertilizer out there. Now my mind is ready. What kind of a seed am I going to put in there? The seed that we put in every morning here at tea. That's the seeds we're going to be working with. The seeds we put in every morning here. Not crabapple seeds either. We get our minds fertile. We plant the seeds that we know we're prepared our minds for. What's important is to see which kind of seeds our mind is fertile for and prepare it to receive the seeds of love. We ran long here today. I apologize, but I'm not sorry. How's that? We could talk about this forever because it's so real to me. Stepping back about 10 years ago when I moved away from religious groups and into changing the way my brain thought, and becoming a practitioner of neuro-linguistics programming. My words are my sickness or my health. My words are my sickness or my health. I can claim sickness or I can claim health. And then I get to work from there. And then once I start practicing being impeccable, don't find the guilt. Don't find the shame. That's a waste of time. Oh, I'm guilty. Well, at least I'm sorry. What a waste of time. Shoot again. Shoot again. You'll hit it soon. If you keep shooting and you really are trying, don't spend any of the time in guilt and shame. Just shoot again. I was taught I have to go to confession. I probably have to beat myself up. Who knows? I might have to whip myself on the back. I might have to crawl across some glass. Might have to. And what I'm being guilty of wasn't even a sin in the first place. Because a sin is when you miss the mark of your own nature, not the nature they're trying to tell you you're supposed to have. We find out what our nature is, and we hit the mark of our nature. Let's get out of here. Let's go practice. Practice being impeccable. Practice not taking things personal. Practice not making assumptions. And let's do our best. Today, whatever our best today is, do it. Let's do your best today. Keep your mind fertile for good things. And finally, practice this. Please don't say anything negative today. Just don't say it. I promise you can do it. Just about. Don't say it. Now, when you go to bed tonight, you can look back and go, I didn't do it. I didn't do it, man. I controlled my magic today. I controlled my magic. Makes you pretty proud of yourself. You start developing self-love and you want to feel it again. You'll want to feel it again. Way more than you're going to want to feel, boy, I was a real idiot to that lady today. I'm ashamed. I'm guilty. I shouldn't have done that. Go to bed like that instead. Don't go to bed like that. I apologize. Have a great day, you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Practice, practice, practice. I'll see you guys here tomorrow. And thank you again for allowing me to be here and giving me a place to practice. Shine and Joe D's and Michael Allen and Tree Stump and Satter and RX1s and Herb and Billy D and Neo Simplex and DV Boy and B Hendricks and Shine and Tree Stumpy. It's not even a challenge. It's just practice. Jesus Christ and Derek Anderson and Molly, you're awesome. DV Boy and Joe D's and Satter and Vague. Love you, Vaggie. Neo Simplex, enormous. Trent, nice to see you. Nipper, City Sid, Streety, love you, my man. Michael Allen, Derek Anderson, Jolie, she's something. Toucan, hi, Tukey. Tiffany, Cleany, Anthony, I'm always glad to see Big Man here. Jesus Christ, Joe D's, thank you. Shiny, Mr. Phillips, enormous. Laura, please, please, please have a divine day. Mike Baraball, Molly's Gardening, Brittany, thank you for being here again. Brittany, I see you. How's the chocolate donuts? Kimberly, Beef Leak, Jesus Christ, Cat Meowzilla, Saturn, Mike Buddy Ball, Vaggie, Anthony, Mellow, Finish, Too Fast, Pops, Peace, Love, Practice, White Magic.